The 4% proposed weighted average electricity tariff increase for 2025-2026 financial year is primarily driven by NAM Power's approved average tariff increase, which is 3.8%. And then alongside the city's growing operational needs, additional factors include increased maintenance requirements due to urban expansion and the need to budget for new technical positions to address the growing demand for reliable electricity services in the city, whose population has actually grown by over 67% since 2011, were actually some of the factors considered for the proposal.
Can you tell us how will this proposed increase affect ordinary residents, especially pensioners and low-income households?
Electricity Control Board, which is the regulator in this instance, the impact on the residential customer will be minimal. A normal residential customer will see a proposed increase of just 3%, while the pensioners will only experience a 1% increase. Because remember, the pensioners have the special rates that they enjoy. These figures are actually lower than the NAM Power's 3.8% increase and reflect the city's efforts to protect vulnerable groups while we are still maintaining the service delivery. So that is basically the impact that will have on the household. Yes, any amendment, any touch on your income is something, or it has an impact. But really, that is basically what the impact will be.
Ms. Lydia, in terms of staff shortages, how is the city addressing this challenge to ensure reliable electricity services?
The city is actively addressing the technical personnel shortage by budgeting for recruitment for additional skilled staff members, and that is what we are also trying to do in this financial year. This part is actually for a broader strategy to ensure the continued delivery of reliable electricity services, and this is in response to the city's growth that I mentioned earlier, rapid growth of the city and the expanding infrastructure needs. Because remember, the more the city is growing, the more the technical skills required to attend to the needs of the city when it comes to, for instance, electrical needs of the city. So the current staff members that we have in the department are actually already trained. We cannot cover the whole city as per the need. You notice there's quite a lot of maintenance requirements now and then that requires a rapid response to the clients to make sure that the services are restored when we are experiencing outage and so on. So these are some of the things that we are looking at. Not entirely only dependent on the increase, but also council definitely will have to come on board. I mean, to look at how council can amend or amend some of these issues to be able to make sure that we have enough personnel. But we just want to indicate there that some of the costs have to go into the additional recruitment of skilled staff that can serve the city better when it comes to these technical subjects like electricity.
Yeah. Now, what steps is the City of Windhoek taking to keep electricity tariffs as affordable as possible despite rising costs?
The efforts of the city in keeping the charges or the electricity tariff lower and affordable for both affordable and sustainable for our residents is evident in the fact that Windhoek continue to offer some of the lowest electricity tariff in Namibia. If you compare with all the other licensees and distributors of electricity in the country, the city continuously works to streamline our operational efficiency and also absorbs part of the cost increases to reduce the burden on the consumers, particularly households. So, because if you look at the, for instance, maintenance of electrical equipment and infrastructure, and you look at the request or the requirement or the applications that we are putting forward, you can really see that it's way lower than what we ought to have requested. So, and obviously, the demand also requires quite a lot of effort, especially with technical efforts, because the more the demand, the more challenges you experience when it comes to providing this basic service to the residents. So we are really the cheapest in the market or in Namibia at the moment when it comes to electricity. And that makes it, or that confirms the fact that we are really trying our best to ensure that it's both affordable and sustainable for our clients or the end user.
Yeah. Now, Lydia, how does the city ensure transparency in deciding these tariff increases, and how can the public continue to give input?
Transparency is actually the center pillar of the city's tariff setting process. And the recent joint public consultations session that was hosted by the Electricity Control Board on Friday, the 6th of June, was designed to inform and engage the residents about the proposed tariff application. This session allows customers to raise questions directly with the city and the ECB representatives. In addition, the public is actually invited to submit written input to ECB as part of the tariff review process before any final decision is made. So by the 18th of June, if they still members of the public who feels that they want to make an input or to make an objection to the proposed applications or tariffs, they are still welcome to do so. And ECB has actually provided the details or the email address where those comments can be provided, which is tariffs@ecb.org.na. So anyone who is interested to or might have missed the public consultations can actually make use of that opportunity to submit their comments on the applications of the city. And that's how transparent it is that we, the licensee and the application or applicant in this process, we are also promoting transparency and also creating awareness for our residents to participate, because we want people to be afforded an opportunity to also feel that they are part and parcel of the decisions that was taken. So that's how far transparency and can go in this regard. And this is not the first time the City of Windhoek is doing the presentation, public presentation. This has now been a new normal by ECB, and we have always taken up that platform to ensure that our clients also have an opportunity to participate in the decision that is being taken by the regulator, in this case ECB.
Now, Lydia, if residents feel that the increase is too high, is there a chance that the City of Windhoek might review or adjust the proposal before it's finalized?
Yes, the proposed tariff is currently under review by Electricity Control Board. I think they are only going to make a decision by end of this month, latest, because obviously we need to already get the approval and be able to communicate the new tariff by 1st of July. Now, that is the opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, that the public has to participate in this in this process by providing public feedback where they can participate in the process. Now, all comments and concerns raised during the public consultations, as well as that were submitted directly to the ECB, will then be taken into consideration before the final determination is made. So for us, as an applicant, we remain open to engaging with the regulator or the members of the public as stakeholders through the process as per the approach we have taken also during the presentation of the public consultation. So I think what is very, very important to understand is for the members of the public to understand that the city proposed 4% weighted average tariff increase is closely aligned with the NamPower's approved average increase of 3.8. NamPower has already received the 3.8% approval. Notably, the proposed increase for end user by the City of Windhoek is, as I mentioned earlier, 3% for residential customers and 1% for pensioners. That is still lower than NamPower's adjustment. So this reflects that the City of Windhoek really is cautious and the resident-sensitive approach to a tariff adjustment. And that is compared to previous years. This increase is actually moderate and in line with the national trend. So we are hoping for the best for the city, because also it has an impact. If we don't get the proposed tariff, or we get very lower tariff, also it has an impact on the ability for the city to provide the services to the wider public. And that's why all these things need to be weighted when the decision is being achieved, or that is being arrived at. So it's not an easy decision to make either for the regulator, or it's also not an easy decision to make for the applicant, which is City of Windhoek in this regard, for us to get what we are hoping, 4%. But obviously the decision is not in our hands now. It's now in the hands of the regulators, and they will definitely inform us of the way forward in the outcome of our application. So, and that is what we have to run with when it's indeed approved.
Yeah.
By or the decision has been taken by, hopefully by end of this month.